Hello and welcome back to another Maximum Power video. I'm Paul. Hopefully you've had a chance to check out some of our other videos on the YouTube channel and have had a chance to, listen to our first episode now. That's been up for about a week and a half. We've recently put up a mini bonus episode. It lasts about 20 minutes. It's recorded live at the Retro Gaming Night in Blackburn that I went along to last Saturday. Fantastic night. Also there's a few videos on the YouTube channel as well. Now again, this is just a quick video, something a little bit different. Basically I'm just going to talk about my my 5 favourite Super Nintendo games. Now obviously the Super Nintendo's got a massive library of games, some absolutely fantastic ones as well. So some of them, might lead to people going, how come you not pick that? Why have you not picked this? And the ones I've chose are basically my go-to games. I mean, a few of them are just behind here where you can see a couple, and then because it's building up quite a lot, anyone who's checked out the blog on our website, I'm trying to get the Super Play Top 100. So I think it's going to take me quite a while, but now I think I've got about 43, 44 of them. I've got a couple more on the way as well. Anyway, without further ado, just 5 games that I really do enjoy playing. If I do go on with Super Nintendo, these are the ones I usually go for. So, number 1, again, these are in no particular order. It is Rock'n'Roll Racing, which is an absolutely fantastic game. I bought this from Play Manchester last year, paid £25 for it. It's not in bad condition either. An absolutely fantastic futuristic racing game for anyone who's not played it. Sadly, it is just basically boxed and instructions. I do need to add the instruction manual for that, so I should have said cart and box. So the sequel did come out on the PlayStation 1. Never actually played Rock'n'Roll Racing 2. Totally different viewpoint and everything like that. It just didn't appeal to me. Whereas on Rock'n'Roll Racing, especially on Super Nintendo, you've got a fantastic rock soundtrack, some classic rock tracks there, which sound amazing on Super Nintendo. The Mega Drive, the sound wasn't as good. I think I've only ever played the Mega Drive version about once, but that is something that I had to have in my collection. Next up, we have got ActRaiser. Again, this came off eBay. I think I paid about £25 for it, which was a really, really good price. It's got a bit of a sort of real-time strategy building aspect to it, as well as a sort of like hack and slash 'em up. So you've got to basically rebuild the land. You're going through the levels, hitting loads of enemies, exploring new lands. Every time you beat a main boss, you've unlocked a bit more of a world to then build upon. So anyone who's not played ActRaiser should definitely check it out. Quite an early title as well. I need to spend a bit more time on it. At times I do find it getting a bit tricky, but it got really, really good reviews back in the day. Next up, I'm going to choose Secret of Mana. Now, Secret of Mana came out, I think it was about 1994. I only completed this last year, so it took me, 20 years more or less to actually finally get around to completing it. Up to 3 players, so you can use a multi-tap as well, and not many RPGs sort of give you that option. It's one of the action RPGs, so obviously a bit different to things like, Final Fantasy and that lot. Absolutely amazing. I was lucky enough to get this from someone locally on eBay. Still cost me like £50 about a year and a half ago. Box is a little bit worn, but it came with, the map and instruction manual and everything like that, so it's not too bad. So, next up we have got Zombies, or Zombies Ate My Neighbours, if you get the American version. Again, I've mentioned this so many times. Absolutely fantastic game. Again, 2 players, loads of levels. I'm into my horror films, so it's good to see, like loads of different bad guys and, different horror films. So again, guy coming after you with a hockey mask, obviously based on Jason. You've obviously got zombies, you've got aliens, you've got all sorts. Sort of semi-sequel did come out, Guild Patrol. Not as good, there's just something that was missing from it. But with Zombies, There's just so many different levels, so many different weapons. Again, I think it can probably still be picked up for around £30. Got loads of good reviews, so if you've not got around to playing that, but I'm sure most of you have, definitely worth getting. Now, this final one out of 5 is one that's causing me a little bit of a problem because I can't really justify spending so much money on it at the moment. It is Shadowrun, which I got this off eBay a couple of years ago. I paid £14 for it, including postage cart only. So cheap because someone decided to colour the cartridge in black, try and make it look a bit more sleek and cool, no doubt. Not impressed by that. Luckily, the cart looks fine. Now, to get this boxed on UK is now between £60 to £100, sometimes a little bit more. So obviously, I've still got my eye out for it. I would say fantastic game, sort of RPG elements, going around trying to find out who wants you dead. You play Jake Armitage. You can hire Shadowrunners to help you out in your mission. Loads of different weapons to buy. A great story, and again, I think at the time like high 80s, low 90s in regards to score. Obviously, set in the future involves, you know, hacking into computers, getting loads of money, buying more weapons, hiring the Shadowrunners, which is so important. And it's just brilliant feeling when you've got a few Shadowrunners with you, go into a building, open fire on a load of bad guys, absolutely wipe them out. Or I'd say this is probably like, you know, the more, not obscure as to put it, but one of the games where not everyone will have tried it. They have done Shadowrun Returns, that came out through Kickstarter, that came out on PC. Not got around to playing that yet, but it got some good reviews, so that's still on my playlist at some point. Anyway, that's my top 5 go-to Super Nintendo games. Hope you enjoyed it. Tell us yours, subscribe to the channel, you know, keep obviously listening to the show. There's obviously loads and loads of stuff that I need to talk about, and obviously want to know what, you know, people thinking, either on Twitter, on Facebook, and speak to you soon. Bye.